In the 7th century, England experienced an important period of Christianization and monastic development. Within these religious communities, monks dedicated themselves not only to prayer, but also to study, manuscript copying, and the transmission of knowledge. It was in this context that Bede was born around 672 in Northumbria. The man who would later become known as the Venerable would deeply shape Christian history through his immense intellectual and spiritual work. At a very young age, Bede was entrusted to the monastery of Wearmouth and later to Jarrow. He grew up within a life of prayer, study, and monastic discipline. Inside monastic libraries, Bede discovered the scriptures, the writings of the Church Fathers, and the knowledge of his time. He quickly developed remarkable intelligence and a strong passion for teaching. Ordained deacon and later priest, Bede dedicated his life to prayer, writing, and teaching young monks. Unlike many missionaries of his time, he traveled very little and remained almost his entire life within his monastery. Bede wrote many works on the Bible, theology, history, science, and the calculation of the liturgical calendar. His most famous work remains The Ecclesiastical History of the English People. Thanks to his writings, much of the Christian history of medieval England was preserved. His texts recount the conversion of the English peoples, the lives of missionaries, and the development of the Church. Bede was also known for humility and deep spiritual life. Despite growing fame, he remained simple and faithful to daily monastic living. According to several accounts, he spent long hours meditating on scripture and teaching patiently. Many students and religious came to learn from him. Near the end of his life, despite illness, Bede continued writing and translating religious texts. Tradition says that he was still working on a translation of the Gospel of St. John shortly before death. Bede died in 735 in his monastery at Jarrow. Very quickly, his reputation for wisdom and holiness spread throughout Christian Europe. In 1899, Pope Leo XIII proclaimed him a doctor of the Church, recognizing the exceptional importance of his teaching and writings. Even today, Saint Bede the Venerable remains a model for teachers, historians, and all who seek to unite faith, intelligence, and the search for truth. Saint Bede teaches us that the sincere search for truth and the transmission of knowledge can become a true service to God and to others.